Your latest news update from Western Mass News.
I'm Chris Pisano with a look at your headlines. A Chicopee man is asking for your help to find 4 dirt bikes that were stolen from his garage last week. The theft coming just days after he listed 2 of the bikes on Facebook Marketplace. It's also just weeks after we told you about a similar theft out of Agawam. John Mislinski estimates the value of everything stolen to be between $20,000 and $25,000, and unfortunately, his insurance won't cover it. Mislinski says he noticed they were missing last Thursday morning. People receiving the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, in Massachusetts will see a 12% increase in their benefits starting October 1st. The state says more than 500,000 households will be getting the SNAP rate increase. The Department of Transitional Assistance announced the 12% rate hike, giving households an average monthly increase of $25 to $30. And authorities have identified 2 people who were found dead in a Springfield house over the weekend. Springfield police were called to the house on Maynard Street Saturday night after a relative found a man and woman dead from apparent gunshot wounds. According to officials, those people have been identified as 42-year-old Grisel O'Farrell and 40-year-old Rolando O'Farrell, both of Springfield. That case remains under investigation.
I'm meteorologist Janna Brown with a check of your forecast. High pressure building into the northeast for the next couple of days. Meanwhile, Ian continues to make its way into the southeastern U.S., lingering with quite a bit of wind and rain. A little bit of that rain is going to try to creep northward into southern New England as we head into the start of the weekend, but it's not looking like we're going to see much. There is a low risk for some showers Saturday afternoon into the evening, but the rain looks to be on the light side with the heavier stuff staying closer to the Connecticut coast. Other than that, we've got dry weather on tap. Thursday and Friday, mid-60s, plenty of sunshine. We're cloudy for the weekend. We start turning cooler and breezy Sunday through Tuesday, and it's looking dry most of next week as well. Temperatures look to stay in the 60s as the week goes on, with a chance for a shower or thunderstorm by next Thursday.
Stay with Western Mass News on air, online, and on our app throughout the day for breaking news, weather, and exclusive content.